following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It's actually supposed to rain finally. It's been like a drought here surrounding the last hint of a hurricane that came through a couple of weeks ago. But tropical storm moisture, hopefully. And that's the AccuWeather update for today. Let's take a look at soybeans for a second here. We talked about this one. We talked about this one last week. And we talked about waiting for a weekly close. We kind of reached our targets on the downside. And this is a daily chart of November beans. Let me just blow this up a little bit here for you. And talked about a little bit of a bounce here, maybe taking some off at 51.53, just a contra trade against these 944, 945 areas. And, man, went a little farther. I wish I'd have hung on to that contra trade bounce. But the weekly close actually, I'm not going to call this, super impacting, but it did close above our weekly unfair lows around 964. So, I was kind of waiting, trying to get another area of resistance to sell. So you've got, not Custer's last stance on this, but you got something now where it's kind of rallied back up into, it's closed above 64. It's kind of within the balanced area. We've gotten up into 983 this morning. We've hit 981 and some change. So what do you do with beans now? If you're looking to day trade it, I actually think you can trade it back down into 64, 65. But again, my personal feelings on this is we could probably easily revisit that number and maybe a little bit lower. So that's the situation on November beans. And let me tell people to stop pestering me. And if you guys have been getting a lot of rain in other parts of the country, I know you don't want to hear about that. The AccuWeather forecast. Let's take a look at the S&Ps here. So let's take a step back and look at the weekly. The weekly kind of closed right around last week around that 2133, and now we've kind of traversed a little bit higher into this previous unfair low on the daily, and then you've got 2150 up above. So, what do you do with this now? Let's just kind of look at our S&Ps. Let's reference our breast situation. We're obviously up a little bit this morning. Little bit meaning 10 points. So we're kind of back at that former resistance area on the dailies. We're within the balanced area on the weeklies. Our breadth is still probably going to change a little bit this morning, but probably going to be a mixed bag. So, what do you do here? I'd be looking to sell this around this previous unfair high here, and depending on how tight your stops are and what kind of situation you want to be in, you got to really say uncle above 2150. But you've got a chance, I think, to lean on this number this morning. We could climb a little bit higher, and 2150 would absolutely be a decent area to pick a battle. You could kind of just sit here and wait patiently and see what happens here. But again, you've got a chance to lean against this former unfair low. Remember, these former inflection points are not easily forgotten the closer you are to them back in time. So again, you've got 2150 sitting a little bit higher. And I know you guys heard about the terror situations that happened this weekend. It doesn't seem to ever be affecting the marketplace. That's just so weird. Back in the day, it would have had an impact. All right, so let's take a look at the dollar really quick. Been a big fan of being long this thing. What do you do now? We're just kind of up here in, not no man's land, but, I think we've got a little bit taller order in place here around 96.26. I'm still just looking to buy support on the dollar. Here's the 240s. Again, you can kind of see how these things act here. Support's now at 95.70. So that's where I'm kind of waiting for the market to come to me. This is kind of the new buy point on the 240s on the support area. Stops down below. Then you got to kind of sit tight if that's broken. Gold. We reached Friday this 1309, 1310 area to the tick. 1309 was the low. The close was at 1310, and we bounced a little bit off of there this morning. I'm a lot bigger fan of being long gold than short gold. So again, we talked about last week waiting after we crossed the borders, 31, 33, waiting until we had some lower areas for the market to come to us. We got there, Friday's closed, and then we've just kind of bounced a little bit here. So again, that's where I'm looking to play defense. And then you've got also another lower inflection point, 1295, 1296. You don't have to hang on to it till it gets down there. If it breaches this 1309 area, remember to put your stops in. You've always got a chance to, this market's going to be open all the time, folks. You don't have to be in it all the time. It'll be here. Market's open tomorrow. Oil, I've still got the continuous contract as October. That's what eSignal's giving me the continuous on. So I'm gonna reference that a little bit on the break here. We're gonna wait and talk about crude, if that's okay with you guys. Let's hit China really quick. Obviously kind of fell off the cliff last week quickly, but this is support. We talk about these profiles edging higher. I actually like China. 1330.15, bottom of the profile on the long-term weekly. That's support. I always try to wait till the market comes to you. It definitely came to you on this one. The 10-year, just kind of languishing below these dailies, but again, I'm not so convinced that they're going to do what they're hinting at. That's been hinted at before, as we know. Copper, we got that weekly close above profiles, and we're just kind of rattling around above that. If you can see what's going on in the December copper here. 214.05 is going to be support now. I actually like this trade from the long side. Get some things out of the way here. We're going to be right back, guys.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show, and we're going to try to avoid Wells Fargo today. My favorite company and bank. But I want to remind everyone, if you do get nice little trinkets from Wells Fargo like this, weigh out the fees and the extra account, the 2-for-1. You open an account at Wells Fargo, you get a free account for just extra. Weigh it out if it's worth it. Get in the freebies. Anyway, we're going to first take a look at CAF. I forgot to take that off my desk. Sorry. CAF, the China A shares. Somebody asked about this. This is another reason I like this. I mean, a lot of the things I'm seeing in China, and again, got to put the stops in. I love how this is acted. I like how it's broken, kind of technically. Somebody was asking what were those things I was throwing down. Those were the, they go in phases. They give you like a free hugger, open a new account, charge you $300 a month fees, a cheap plastic bag, and ultimately I think you get a free set of steak knives or something of that nature. But again, wait out. The China A shares. Here's the technical situation on that. 1834 support here. I love how this thing's acting. I like how the Shanghai is kind of, sitting there edging up, profiles compressing. So let's take a look at crude, and let's switch to the November contract. Long-term pretty similar to the October, except the prices, the profiles are in a relatively same place. 44.85. Again, I'm not a huge fan of being long crude. I've talked about this ever since we got up into these weekly unfair highs. Bottom of the fair auction, 41.89. So I think you've got resistance 44.85 and support at 41.89 on crude. Now, I just don't think it's really necessary to trade it anywhere except around those two inflection points. Let's hit the currencies really quick. All right, so talked about, a big inflection point to pay attention to on the euro is this POC here, this blue line, this mode of this relatively wide profile around 111.43. That was kind of initial targets on the downside here. I'd love to see this thing break across this. And right now it's just kind of bouncing a little bit here, but let's just keep drilling down. I like this. It's met the targets initially off this 112.48.49, and now you just got to kind of wait and see if we get at least a daily close here on the euro. British pound. This is another example of waiting until the market comes to you. Here's that 130.19 area down here we're bouncing off of a little bit on the British pound. Still a bigger fan of going long this than short it. But again, this is why, sometimes we have to take a break from a product. In this case of being long, we kind of, profiles edging higher, kind of got off those weekly unfair lows. Here's that 132.53 area. But we break there and we kind of go back. We never get a close back in the balanced area. I was blocking out the short side. That's okay. But it never really gave me a reason to get back long this instrument until, again, we talk about at least getting back in the balance area, getting a daily close, or coming down into those weekly kind of Custer's last stance numbers here on the weekly 130.19. So we're there, and we're bouncing a little bit here. I'm still going to try to pick a long down here with stops down below. The Aussie dollar, kind of a similar situation. Got that weekly close last week above that 74.78. That was really important, and this week we're off to the races. So again, it's all about playing defense around some of these inflection points, and you also had this daily situation kind of in your favor here. So again, a nice situation on the Aussie dollar. Where's your first target? 75.87. I think this thing's going to go decently higher than that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here on the Aussie dollar. The yen. Man, it's just, this just, it doesn't look great. This was heartbreaking when it closed above 103.50, 152 a couple of weeks ago. But again, I'm still kind of long-minded on this. Reached some targets again at 103.52 last week. Those highs reached a high of 103.36. And what do you do with this now? You got daily support here at 101.34. I'm a much bigger fan of going long than short this product. Still feel long on the dollar. But again, 101.34, you got a chance there, and you've also got a chance a little lower at 100.34. So that's the situation on the yen. On the Canadian dollar, again, the higher this goes, the more devalued the Canadian dollar gets. Man, was that crazy when it was at 146? That was nuts. Got a little bit of a lid at 133, 107. That's your targets on it. That might coincide with oil creeping a little bit lower and getting into support there. So how do you trade the Canadian dollar? It's kind of, I'm looking at support right now at 131.48 and launching ultimately into that 133, 107 on the Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at Wells Fargo. I'm sorry, I'm going back to it. Okay, so this morning, these are real prints, 45.85. So up a little bit this morning. again, we talked about the other shoe probably going to drop on this. I mean, some federal indictments coming down could kind of give it a little bit of an effect here. Here's Wells Fargo again, underperforming the XLF in general. Here's the 240s. The numbers 45.34 and 46.25. If you've got to trade this thing, there's some short-term resistance, 46.25. I still feel like this thing's got, even though, again, probably the backbone of this company is relatively solid as far as banks go in this day and time. But again, perception. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Focused Commodity CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 6 equally weighted commodities, including gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 50% per component, you could earn up to a 50% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The October 13th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. This is Facebook, and this is another reason you don't short this stock. Don't try to be a hero on stuff like this. It is what it is. I mean, these stocks are up for a reason. When the market kind of pops again, they the ones that have had Teflon coating, they just move up. I mean, these stocks find support and find breakouts. That's the way it goes for Facebook. Let's just do a similar look here. and Amazon's trading 781 this morning. So again, man, that's a scary thing to be short here. Let's take a look at let's take a look at Google. That 749. These are all in the scanner, folks. If you're looking to kind of trade strong stocks that are finding support or selling stocks that are finding resistance, that's the situation on Google. Looks like we're printing 772 this morning. Another stock we looked at is, kind of a technical breakdown situation is Home Depot. And Home Depot closed below daily profiles here, 126.46, and that's a pretty big break there, again, for Home Depot. Let me go back to my other server here. This one. Here we go. Another stock we looked at the other week, we looked at International Paper, kind of a protection play, 47.70. Again, this was in the scanner of stocks that were kind of in uptrend support. So had that International Paper bounce right off 47.70 or that general neighborhood. Still like this stock a lot. Let's take a look at Kohl's. This is another one that we're looking at on the list here. And I like how this is acting a lot, actually. That profile appearing below price action, I'm not a huge fan of this sector in general. 42.28 support on KSS. You got two things in your favor there, kind of trading above profiles and profile appearing below price action when it came out. So that's, daggone it, what happened here? Let me reset my screen. Here we go. Going into the scanner, a couple of things we're looking at last week. Selling the week. A couple of these that we were just kind of cruising through. General Mills. Let's just take a look at that one. And again, this thing broke. We've got a profile appearing above price action, pretty hardcore there, and I don't think it's over for this one. General Mills. Let's take a look also at DH Horton. Another one, close below, go back and retest. Close below daily profiles, not a good scene in a market that was kind of at least consolidating at best, at worst, excuse me. Johnson & Johnson. I still like this shorts above 120.54. I like how this is acting from the short side. ExxonMobil. This is one, had a really bad week last week. Oil's not helping this situation. But again, like we break on the weekly, we kind of find these resistance areas. And where's the bottom on ExxonMobil? Let's pull it up in E-signal right now. Looks like we're printing 84.99, 85 right now. So here's the 240s, 85.52's resistance on ExxonMobil right now. I think we're pretty good in the hole here right now, though. So let's take a look at the XLE. XLE up a little bit this morning, 67.94. And let's take a look at some of the stocks in the XLE in the scanner. Ranking these on the daily. Good old utilities. XLE in the seller as far as breadth goes. Schlumberger. That weekly close below profiles here, not good. Could have a little bit more downside risk. 77.36, orienting the stops above there. Oil could slide back a little bit more here. Marathon, again, these are the ones that, profile appearing below price action on the weekly, very bullish for the long term, and now closed above 43.36. These are the stocks that have been showing strength as oil's been, coming down considerably and finding support at these areas, 41.88. If oil turns around, you want to be in these types of stocks. Play the odds. Let's take a look at Halliburton. Again, closing below, go back and retest last week. Could have some more downside on Halliburton here. There's SWN. Got into a little resistance here, top of the profile on a weekly, 14.85. Oil could slide back a little bit more. You got support at 13.35 on SWN. Nice little stock to trade. Chesapeake Energy. I like this one too. I like support at 678 on Chesapeake Energy, playing defense below there. Let's take a look at a couple other financial stocks here. JP Morgan. All right, so should get a new weekly profile this morning on JP Morgan. I'd suggest highly waiting for that and watching the scanner. You're going to have new inflection points on the long term to pay attention to there for the first time in how long? Wow, since February. Big deal. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Trading looks like 166.99 this morning. Is that a real print? So, again, Goldman Sachs, it kind of broke out above these weekly profiles. I actually wasn't expecting that, but it is what it is. And you've got support between 163.35 now and 165.74. So there's a daily support on Goldman Sachs. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. And if I seem a little tired this morning, I've been up all night dealing with some stuff in Asia. So we'll get some sleep today. Silver. Man, I really like this trade. I love how this 1860.61 has been defended. This is December silver. I love this thing to go higher, actually. And this morning, we are edging higher slightly. You've got some resistance, 1945, you got to contend with, but clearing that could get a nice little move here in silver. Let's go back to the scanner for a second. It's a couple of stocks, you know, this is uptrend support. So these are stocks, you know, in the carnage, whatever you want to call it, of the market coming off a big, huge 2-3% off of all-time highs. Some of these. And Juan and I were talking about last week or the week before, you know, he's like, it's sell resistance, sell resistance. I'm there with you. I think there's some more downside possibility here, but you guys just got to, like, you know, look at what's happened over the last 6-7 years. Every time everybody gets those feelings, it just kind of finds support. So we've also got to look at some long opportunities when the market's pulling back. We look at weak stocks a lot on this show. But let's look at some uptrend support stocks. These, you know, here's one we looked at that had pulled back into some support here. This is Chubb CB. This is weekly support, 124.06 as of the end of last week. Here's Hewlett-Packard. Now, Hewlett-Packard was down here when we looked at it last week, right on this support, 1379. We rallied all the way back up to 1451. You might go, wow, man. You almost made a whole point on that one, Logan. But, again, it's a relatively cheap stock. I love how these weeklies kind of temper what's going on here. And, again, this was on the uptrend support area, as well as international paper, by the way. Got a nice little bounce in that one. So, HPQ, Pfizer. Let's take a look at this one. A little bit more of a scarier trade, I guess. 33.92. The market has definitely come to you. You've got decent support here on Pfizer. And let's take a look at this one, ABC. Yeah, I mean, these could be nice little long plays. 83.85 unfair lows on the weekly. You know, we kind of broke stride here. We've kind of coming back to support. It's kind of difficult to trade these up here on the long term until you have something like this happen. So ABC sitting there, nice little situation. FLS, let's take a look at that one. Yeah, let's not take a look at that one. Mattel. Okay, so we've come down into these 3106s for Mattel. That's kind of nice. Here's GE, General Electric Company. Little known stock. Coming down into support on this one finally, 29.55. I think these guys pay. What do they pay a dividend? Like 3.5, 4? Coming into support. Maybe somebody knows that in the den. So that's a custom sort. Let me go back to our dashboard here for a second. Let's take a look also at uptrend reversals. These are stocks that have kind of been in an uptrend by definition relative to profiles and then started reversing to some degree here. 3M. This is one I've been relatively bullish on, actually since back in here, but kind of caught some resistance top of the profile on the weekly. What do you do with it now? We had a daily close below that area, but I still like trying to buy this above 175.35 on 3M, so that would kind of be killing the uptrend reversal concept there. Let's take a look at Expedia. We're going to leave that one alone too. See, there's not a lot of stocks in this group here. There's Tyco. This is the one I'm a little bit more interested in. Downtrend reversals. So these are stocks that have been getting beat a little bit, that have been, profile-wise, been reversing a little bit here. So let's take a look at a dear friend of ours, Tesla. So here's the weekly. Kind of got past. We're kind of looking at this to sell resistance from that 2033 area, those weekly unfair lows, and we reached a low, below 200 here. So reached a low below 200, got above profiles. Let's just see where we're at pre-market. Trading above 205, 206, looks like, in that general area. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit bigger fan of selling resistance on this one than to buy the support on the. I think the long-term weekly still. You got to pay serious attention to that one. So we're gonna pair off that. H&R Block, huge fan of shorting this. Actually, I know we got kind of crowded above these profiles. If we can get back below 22, 24, I'd feel much better about shorting this. And again, had been in a downtrend, reversing back above daily unfair highs, but we're going to kind of ignore that based on the damning evidence of H&R Block. Let's take a look at Amgen. Stock kind of been in an uptrend on the long-term ultra weekly here, bouncing off this 166.79, getting some legs again. You got short-term support at 172.12, but again, like the stronger trade. If we go into the dashboard and just kind of find weekly bottoms here, there's quite a few. If you find some arrow ups here, like Pfizer, we looked at arrow up 24 bottom. I got another one here, Siri. Let's take a look at that one. This is another nice setup. Just looking at bottom on our weekly stocks that are pulling back into that bottom inflection point that have been in an arrow uptrend here. Sirius XM Radio. Let's take a look at another one. Owens, Illinois, OI. There you go. Weekly support. Chubb was in that group. We just talked about it. There you go. Right there. Archer Daniels. $42.20 support on this one on Archer Daniels. Bed Bath & Beyond. Never thought I'd be saying this. Yeah, this is to be sold, folks. Bed Bath & Beyond. We're going to look at FCX when we come back, guys.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Larry Pesavento, a 40-year veteran trader. He uses pattern recognition, Gartleys, butterflies, ABCs, and Fibonacci in order to trade these markets. Trade what you see. Next on TFNN.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Inflation Protected Bond Fund. So, someone asked me to look at FIPCX. Is that the right symbol? Inflation Protected Bond Fund by Fidelity, it looks like. Some mutual fund, RJP. Is that okay? Well, I don't know. You got support at 1143, and don't have a lot of. Let's see where the daily is. I don't know how to really gauge this here, so I'm sorry I can't really give a educated analysis of that. Support's at 1143 the way I see it, though. And excuse my ignorance on that one. Let's go back to the S&Ps. We got about 3 minutes left here. So some resistance right now at around 2142.43, and you got more resistance at 2150 on this. The breadth situation on the S&Ps is probably going to be a little bit mixed, or if not bearish, on the weekly and daily, the internals as we open here, even with an up opening. Gold, we kind of came off of that unfair low on the daily at around 1309. As you can see, that's going to be kind of the line in the sand defense for longs there. Silver, love how that thing's acting on the long side. Beans, you got some resistance around 983. We've already hit that today. 983, I think we reached 981 and some change, backed off a little bit. May revisit that 964. Dollar long and strong on that one. Like how that's acting. We're going to take a look at Apple really quick. Little known stock. This is why sometimes you got to just sit tight here. Tried something around 110.23. It didn't work. We're 5.5 points higher actually. So, and there's really been nothing on the weekly and daily to really tell us that it was okay to get back in the water on the short side. So this is why the profiles really help me when it comes to being patient. The short-term numbers on Apple right now, 113.65 is a decent number, and then you've got that 110.5, and that's the big weekly relative to the bottom of the profiles on the 240, which would kind of predicate some kind of break-in trend, at least back in the balance area in the long term. Okay. American Express, talked about, kind of waiting until this thing, you've got 62.90 sitting down here, weekly unfair lows and daily unfair lows, 63.51. So you got decent support here on American Express. IBM, up a little bit this morning, 154.75. So everything, a lot of stocks trading up with the market this morning, but you've got, and we almost just touched these weekly unfair highs again, 155.97. I think this stock actually could sell that defense above on IBM. Guys, stay tuned for Larry.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.